You feel the drag, right? That stiffness in the morning. That midday fog where the simple task of focusing feels like pushing a boulder uphill. Maybe your knees ache just thinking about the stairs. You're watching the years pile up, and you're starting to believe the lie society tells you, that this decline is inevitable, that losing muscle, losing clarity, losing that sharp edge of independence is just part of aging. Forget that noise. That is a failure of information, not a failure of biology. I'm a physician, and I spend my life writing the movement protocols that rebuild strength in people who thought their best years were behind them. I've seen 75-year-olds reclaim the speed and stamina of their 50s. I know exactly what shuts down the body after 60, and I can tell you right now, it is not the calendar. It is chronic inflammation, unchecked glucose spikes, and the slow, insidious drain of muscle mass, sarcopenia. This combination is the script for dependence. The beautiful, terrifying truth is that you are feeding this decline every single day, often believing you're doing the right thing. You are buying health foods that are actively stealing your energy and dissolving the muscle needed for stability. We are going to reverse this trend. We don't need expensive procedures or a pharmacy cabinet full of prescriptions that just treat symptoms while draining your wallet. We are reclaiming your health through physics and nutrition, the simple, powerful levers that run the human machine. You want health, longevity, and vitality? That starts today, not next month. It starts with the first thing you put into your mouth. We are cleaning up the input to stop the output of pain and fatigue. The food that steals your future. Your body after 60 has different rules. It is less forgiving of carbohydrate overload and requires a far higher protein input just to maintain muscle, let alone build it. Everything we eat must serve the mission, stability, strength, and clear cognition. When I look at the typical diet of someone struggling with age-related decline, I see 7 major repeatable mistakes. These aren't junk food issues. These are health food landmines. If you can swap these 7 foods, you can literally feel the difference in your energy and stability in the next 24 hours. Mistake 1. The cereal killer breakfast. You pour yourself a bowl of heart-healthy cereal, maybe some granola, thinking you're doing great, or perhaps you grab a quick bagel or toast. This is the fastest way to dissolve your muscle and hijack your memory. Why? The glycemic load is catastrophic. Your blood sugar spikes immediately. Insulin surges to mop it up, storing the excess as fat and crashing your energy within 90 minutes. This roller coaster destabilizes your hormones and, critically, accelerates sarcopenia. That huge glucose spike creates advanced glycation end products, AGEs, literally stiffening your tissues and clouding your brain. We need a breakfast that strengthens your legs in 24 hours. Seriously, this is not hyperbole. Muscle is protein, and if you start the day without adequate protein, 30-40 grams minimum for older adults, your body starts breaking down existing muscle tissue for repair processes. You are cannibalizing your own strength just to fuel basic metabolism. Forget the bagel, granola, chaff, toast. Do the protein power start. Because keeping your glucose flat keeps your mind sharp and signals your body to maintain muscle. What works? 3 whole eggs cooked in olive oil with a side of cottage cheese, one of the 7 cheap high-protein foods. Or a high-quality whey protein shake blended with spinach and chia seeds. This immediately shifts your body into maintenance and rebuilding mode. You feel full, your glucose stays level, and you have sustained energy that lasts until lunch. Power to you. Mistake 2. The silent inflammation in your fridge. We need to talk about cooking oils. Many people still cook with industrial seed oils, canola, vegetable, soybean, corn oil, because they were labeled low cholesterol decades ago. This is outdated science that actively harms you. These oils are high in unstable omega-6 fats. When consumed in excess and most processed food is drenched in them, they create a systemic state of chronic low-grade inflammation. This is the root cause of joint pain, stiffness, cataracts, and the plaque buildup in your arteries. It's like a quiet fire burning down your body's infrastructure. Your joints ache, your vision blurring. This silent inflammation is the fuel. Forget canola oil. Do extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. Because omega-9s, olive oil, are stable and potently anti-inflammatory. Swap every cooking oil you own today. Use olive oil for low-heat cooking and finishing and avocado oil for high-heat roasting. This simple kitchen swap is a surgeon-approved tactic for reducing systemic inflammation, often without requiring a single pill. Your joints will thank you. Luck for mistake. 3. Skimping on fat and dairy. You were told to eat low-fat yogurt or skim milk to protect your heart, but fat is not the enemy. Sugar and highly processed carbohydrates are. When fat is removed from dairy, two things happen. The flavor goes, so they add sugar or artificial sweeteners to make it palatable. Massive glucose spike problem. See mistake 1. Second, you lose fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, K, which are critical for bone density, immune function, and, specifically, absorption of vitamin D, essential for fighting sarcopenia. Bone loss and muscle loss go hand in hand. You cannot afford this trade-off. Forget low-fat yogurt. Do full-fat, plain Greek yogurt or kefir, because you get the high-protein hit, the healthy fats for satiety, and the necessary vitamin D absorption. If you want flavor, add a few berries, not 3 teaspoons of added sugar hidden in the fruit on the bottom variety. Read the labels. If the sugar content is high, ditch it. Mistake. 4. The processed protein trap. Deli slices, cured meats, sausages, and hot dogs are easy. They feel like a convenient protein source, but they are poison for the aging cardiovascular and cognitive system. They are packed with sodium, which drives up blood pressure, making your heart work harder. More critically, they contain nitrates and nitrites used as preservatives. When these hit the digestive system, they form nitrosamines, highly carcinogenic compounds linked to colon cancer and, increasingly, linked to inflammatory pathways that cross the blood-brain barrier. The data on processed meats and cognitive decline is stark. You want longevity? You stop putting this stuff into your body. Forget the cold-cut sandwich. Do real, whole protein. Because high sodium and chemical additives undermine every health goal you have. Look for fresh roasted chicken breast, simple canned fish, like sardines or mackerel, fantastic for brain health, or use the leftovers from a dinner you cooked yourself. Prep your protein once every 3 days. Make it easy to grab. Mistake. 5. The coffee creep and sleep robbery. We all love coffee. I do too. But the way many people over 60 consume it actively sabotages their sleep recovery and stress response, cortisol levels. The mistake isn't the caffeine, it's the timing and the additions. First, timing. Caffeine has a long half-life. If you drink coffee past 1 p.m., half of that caffeine is still buzzing around your system when you try to sleep at 9 p.m. If you are struggling with deeper restorative sleep, the kind that flushes toxins from the brain, lymphatic system, and repairs muscle, the afternoon coffee is the primary suspect. Protect your sleep. That is when your body rebuilds. Second, the additions. The va4 worst coffees are the ones loaded with sugary syrups, artificial creamers, full of seed oils and stabilizers, or even flavored coffee powders. These are sugar bombs that crush your energy later and feed the inflammatory cycle. They are dessert in a cup. Forget the 2 p.m. coffee run. Do a morning coffee upgrade. Shift all coffee consumption to the 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. window. If you need an afternoon boost, switch to decaf or herbal tea. And here's a simple upgrade. Add this to coffee. A teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Why? Cinnamon is a powerful insulin sensitizer. It helps blunt the glucose response even from milk or natural sugars you add, stabilizing your energy and reducing the post-coffee crash. Another great option, a small amount of healthy fat, like ghee or MCT oil, to extend the energy release and improve satiety. Mistake 6. The dried fruit deception. Fruit is healthy, right? Yes, whole fresh fruit is packed with fiber and micronutrients. But dried fruit, raisins, dried cranberries, dates, is the nutritional equivalent of candy, and it is catastrophic for managing blood sugar and fighting disease. When water is removed, the natural sugar, fructose, is concentrated up to 5 to 7 times. A handful of raisins is metabolically identical to a candy bar, offering little fiber to slow the absorption. This rapid sugar dump is terrible for systemic inflammation and puts massive stress on your retina. If you are concerned about cataracts or general vision decline, excessive sugar intake is a primary driver. We need antioxidants to protect the eyes, but without the sugar spike. Forget the dried fruit snack. Do fruit before bed to repair your eyes. This sounds backward, but hear me out. If you crave fruit, choose a small serving of highly pigmented, low-sugar fresh fruit in the evening, like a handful of blueberries or raspberries, combined with a teaspoon of flax or chia seeds. Blueberries contain anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that directly support retinal health and circulation. The fiber and fat from the seeds slow the glucose hit, ensuring you get the benefits without wrecking your sleep or glucose stability. If you are worried about cataracts, eat this daily. A small portion of brightly colored berries combined with healthy fats, like walnuts or seeds, for maximum retinal support. Mistake 7. Over-reliance on convenience carbs. This goes back to mistake 1, but we need to specifically target the quick-grab empty starches consumed throughout the day: crackers, chips, most commercially baked goods, and even things like rice cakes. These products are often refined flours with zero nutritional value. They digest into pure sugar almost instantly, driving inflammation and fatigue. If you are reaching for these around 3 p.m., you are triggering a massive energy crash, often followed by a desperate craving for more sugar to pull you out of the slump. This cycle is the death knell for sustained energy and focus. The parfois worst breads are the ones that boast white, enriched, or multi-grain. If they aren't 100% whole grain with high fiber, they act like sugar. Forget the cracker box. Do high-fiber, protein-rich snacks. Think raw vegetables with hummus, hard-boiled eggs, or a small handful of walnuts or almonds, in moderation, as nuts are calorie-dense. Your snack must contain protein or fiber to sustain you and keep that blood glucose stable. Always pair carbs with protein or fat. That is the golden rule after 60. The interplay: nutrition, cognition, and medication. These nutritional principles become even more vital when you consider cognitive health and medication interactions. Many people over 60 are on medications designed to manage symptoms: blood pressure, cholesterol, anxiety. While these are often necessary, we need to be responsible and address the root causes through lifestyle. The link between poor blood sugar control and dementia risk is undeniable. Chronic hyperglycemia, high blood sugar, damages blood vessels everywhere, including the delicate vessels supplying the brain. By swapping out the 7 foods above, you are aggressively reducing your risk of vascular dementia and improving overall cognitive performance. This is the hidden medical secret. Your doctor wants you to understand. A responsible warning I always give: if you feel persistent brain fog, it is essential to review all your current prescriptions with your primary physician. Certain common classes of drugs, anticholinergics, used for bladder control, allergy, some sleep aids, and even some benzodiazepines, have been demonstrably linked in studies to increased long-term dementia risk, especially in older populations. Medications and dementia are a complex topic that requires careful balancing with your doctor. But controlling inflammation and glucose through diet is a powerful step you can take today to support your brain's resilience, no matter what prescriptions you need. You are improving the terrain. The movement protocol. 10 minutes to anchor your strength. Nutrition gives you the fuel. Movement turns the engine on. You don't need to join a gym or run a marathon. You need consistency and targeted tension. Our goal is not just endurance, but stability and functional strength, the ability to get off the floor, carry groceries, and prevent catastrophic falls. This protocol anchors the nutritional energy you just created. We are doing a very short targeted sequence inspired by the Japanese concept of daily consistent movement for longevity, focusing on hip and core stability. This is the simple habit restoring mobility. that requires zero equipment. Listen to your body. Stop immediately if you feel sharp pain. Only work within your current range of motion. Adapt to your level and mobility. Consult your physician if you have a medical condition, take medications, or had recent surgery. This is the Guided 10-minute stabilization routine. You can do this immediately after your protein-rich breakfast to maximize muscle activation and nutrient delivery. 1. Warm-up, 2 minutes. Ankle pumps and wrist circles, 30 seconds each. Lying down or sitting, point and flex your toes. Roll your wrists gently. This wakes up the peripheral circulation and improves foot-to-floor proprioception, which directly reduces fall risk. Seated marching, 1 minute. Sitting tall in a sturdy chair, lift one knee toward your chest, then the other, maintaining a straight back. Focus on engaging the lower abdominal muscles. This is gentle activation of the hip flexors, crucial for getting up and walking without shuffling. Increase the speed slightly to mimic walking rhythm. 2. The core sequence, 6 minutes. We need tension without impact. We focus on the core and the largest muscle groups, glutes and quads. This sequence is based on the subtle, deep activation found in Japanese movements that promote daily functional fitness. Supported horse stance, the desk chair hold, 2 minutes total. Stand in front of a sturdy chair. Push the chair back slightly so you can almost touch it with your tailbone. Place your feet shoulder-width apart. Slowly lower your hips as if you are about to sit, pausing halfway down. Your knees should track over your feet. Hold this low position for 15 seconds. Stand up slowly, squeezing your glutes at the top. Repeat 4 times. This builds the fundamental quad and glute strength necessary for climbing stairs and preventing falls. Breathe deep into your belly throughout the hold. Feel the tension in your thighs. That is resistance signaling growth. This builds power and endurance in the largest muscles. Wall slides, 2 minutes. Stand against a sturdy wall. Slide down until your knees are bent at about a 45-degree angle or less, depending on comfort. Keep your entire back pressed against the wall. Hold for 30 seconds. This is an isometric hold. It's better than walking. For building localized strength without joint impact, it trains the large muscle groups to stabilize under load. Slowly slide back up. Repeat 3 times. Focus on engaging the quads. Do not allow your back to arch. Standing leg swings, 1 minute per leg. Stand next to a counter or chair for support. Gently swing one leg forward and backward, gradually increasing the height but controlling the movement. Then, switch to side-to-side swings. This improves dynamic hip mobility and lubricates the joint capsule. Control is everything. You are teaching your brain how to control your legs independently. The gentle plank, modified on knees or elevated, 1 minute. Get onto the floor. Use a mat. If a standard plank is too much, modify. Place your elbows on an elevated surface, like a sturdy couch or ottoman, or plank on your knees. Hold a straight line from your head to your knees, heels. Focus on squeezing your core and glutes. Hold for 30 seconds. Rest 30 seconds. This stabilizes the entire trunk, which is essential for every movement you make: lifting, twisting, balancing. 3. Cool down, 2 minutes. Standing quad stretch, 1 minute total. Hold on to a support. Gently bend one knee and grab your ankle or foot, bringing it toward your glute. Hold for 30 seconds, feeling the stretch in the front of the thigh. Switch sides. Overhead, arm. Stretch, 1 minute. Clasp your hands and reach them overhead, leaning gently side to side. Take deep, slow breaths. Oxygen delivery is recovery. This 10-minute circuit signals your muscles to utilize the protein you ate for breakfast. It's fast, simple, and you can start it today. You are now using the right fuel and turning on the motor. Longevity is simple consistency. You don't need complex rituals or exotic supplements. When people ask me about maximizing longevity, they expect a secret ingredient. They ask about things like bone broth. While bone broth has nutrients, its impact is often wildly overstated compared to high-quality whole foods. Protein synthesis relies on complete amino acid profiles and high-dose consumption. Forget bone broth. As a primary strategy, Focus instead on the cheap, high-protein foods we discussed: eggs, cottage cheese, fish, quality meat. Don't major in the minors. Longevity is built on the daily routine: consistent movement, consistent high-quality protein, and consistent glucose stability. Think of your life as a script. Every day you are either writing a script of decline, fatigue, and reliance, or you are writing a script of energy, strength, and independence. The tools are simple: your fork and your body weight. Today's mission. We started by discussing 7 food mistakes, but let's make the change immediate and manageable. 1. Nutrition swap. Dump the morning cereal, bagel, toast, and commit to a 30g plus protein breakfast: eggs, cottage cheese, or a protein shake. This ensures nutrient delivery and muscle signaling. 2. Movement commitment. Execute the 10-minute stabilization routine. Supported horse stance and wall slides are the priorities immediately after that protein meal. Do this for 48 hours. Notice the difference in your energy, your focus, and the ease of climbing the first flight of stairs. You will feel less pain, more strength, and more breath. This is your blueprint for reclaiming vitality. Go execute the mission. Tell me, what is the first food swap you are making today? And what topic do you want me to tackle next? Vision and sleep protocols, or deeper dives into brain health and movement mechanics? Start the work now. You have the power to write a better script.